Hello all, this is Ultimate Prime, and today I'm going to be doing a video review on Titan's Return, Sentinel Prime, and Infinitus from the Titan's Return toy line. And before we get started, let's take a look at the packaging. So we can see here on the box that you see Infinitus connecting to the body of Sentinel Prime, and of course it says Autobot Infinitus and Sentinel Prime on the box. On this side you just have the Autobot symbol. If you turn it on this side, you can see just a bigger picture of Infinitus floating over the body of Sentinel Prime. And if you turn it on this side, you see that Sentinel Prime can transform in 11 steps. You see his robot mode, his shuttle mode, and you also see his train mode. You can see that Infinitus transforms in 1 step. He's a head and a robot. And you can also see that Infinitus can join with several other transformers of different sizes, and they have Hardhead here, Galvatron, and Power Master Optimus Prime for examples. And I'm just going to read the top of the box. It says, "The Autobots unite with Titan Master partners to power up for battle. Autobot Infinitus slows time so Sentinel Prime can unleash precision attacks even when the battle is raging at full fury." So Infinitus definitely gives Sentinel Prime a great advantage in battle, sort of a Max Payne type bullet time move, I guess. But anyway, that's enough of the box. So let's take a look at Sentinel Prime here in his space shuttle mode. And he looks pretty good in his space shuttle mode. I mean, he's very orange. I will give him that. You know, even the red, he actually has some red on him, but it looks kind of orangey too. So it looks like just a big blob of orange with a little bit of gray mixed in here. So that would probably be my major gripe with this figure, is just the color. It's even with the red in here, it just all takes on a very orangish tone. So it looks like you really don't get any kind of differentiation between the different parts of him. But other than that, I think that he looks pretty good. I mean, he looks like a space shuttle. If you turn him underneath, you actually don't see a whole lot of robot in here. You can see kind of like where his chest is and his arms, but they do a good job of hiding the legs and some of the other parts with these different panels. He's sort of a shell former in this mode. I mean, he basically just, you know, the parts just cover him up. But anyway, he does come with his Titan Master partner, Infinitus, and he is also very orange, as you can see. You can see the head sculpt back here. He does transform into a head. And he can ride inside the cockpit area of Infinitus. And I'm detaching him while I'm trying to open that. But you just pull this area up here, and he fits inside like so. And you just close it up, and he can ride inside of the space shuttle and sort of pilot it. You can also put him outside the space shuttle, and he can fit into the weapon here and kind of do a outside rider, or any other Titan Master figure could. So you could actually have one in here and one on the outside. If you'd like, you could take this weapon off and actually put it here, so that he's got 2 guns on this side that he is shooting with. Makes the ship look a little unbalanced since the weapons are all on one side. But if you wanted extra firepower over on this side, you could do it by having it like that. All right. And so let's take this off. And let's go ahead and get him in his second vehicle mode, which is the train. And so in order to do that, we are first going to unlock these panels here. We're going to pull these back. And there's panels right here in the front. Just pull these down. And we're going to unclip these wings here from the arms. And they're a little tight, but they do unclip. So you can unclip those from the arms. Fold this part up, these two wings up. Unclip this arm here as well. And let's get the arms out of the way for now. And then what you want to do is you want to pull the middle section apart and get his legs spread completely wide as if he's doing some crazy form of the splits. And get them all the way up. And get this side all the way up. And then to lock him into place, you want to close this panel. There is a notch right here, and there is a little hole right here on the bottom. You connect that notch here, and it locks in place. And you want to do the same on this side, and just lock them in place. And then you can come to the other side and pull these panels out as well. Lock these in place. And lock this one in place on this side. And with those locked in, you can push this yellow part here up into here where the hands are. The hands do have a little bit of a notch right here that will fit into this hole. So you just put them there, and that'll kind of hold them even more in place. And do the same on this side. Make sure this arm is turned so that it can fit right over the top. And there you go. Put that right on the top. And now you've got most of his train mode complete. What you want to do is pull this up. And you're going to turn it so that it's facing this side. And you'll see that there are notches here and a hole right here. They're just going to clip into that hole. And there you go. You have to bend it a little bit more than what I was doing. Let's see on this side. Let's try to, there it goes. Okay, so seems like I got a little easier on this side first. So you clip it into that hole, it notches together. And let's get back over here and do the same thing. Fold this little gray part down, clip it, fits in the hole, keep these wings up. And the next thing that you want to do is you want to flip this part here up so that you can turn over and get the actual train part out. And you're supposed to do that on this side. You can flip it up, but I think it just makes it look too much like the exact same here. So what I like to usually do is I like to leave this side like this, so there's a slight differentiation between the front of the train and the back of the train. And the only way I can really tell the front and the back is I just go by which way these wings are facing and the cockpit. So this would technically should be the front. And so there he is in his train mode or battle mode, whatever they're calling it. And you know, it's not quite as good as the space shuttle mode, I don't think. It looks somewhat like a train from certain angles, but other angles it doesn't so much look like a train. So but it, you know, it's a third mode, and you know, there you go, it is a third mode. And yeah, but personally I think I like the robot mode and the space shuttle mode a little bit better. But anyway, there isn't very much articulation in this mode, not really. I mean, you can move these wings up and down in case you wanted to give it a slightly different look. Actually, that doesn't really look too bad to have the wings down like that, even though that's not the official way. But yeah, so you can have the wings down, or if you want to, you can keep them up. That's pretty much all the articulation you're going to get. These turrets it has on here don't move or anything like that, so you're not going to get very much more out of it than basically this mode right here. It does have wheels on the bottom, little rollers, so it is supposed to roll. It rolls a little bit, but not all that great if you ask me. But it does have rollers, so that it does make rolling somewhat possible. So you can put his weapons on. He's got this gun here. You can stick it there. And on the other side, he also has another peg hole for this gun, which you could put this way if you'd like. Or you can turn it this way and give that riding sort of vehicle for the Titan Master figures to ride in. So let's just stick him in there. And once again, he can ride in there and use that as a seat. There aren't a whole lot of other places for the Titan Master figures to fit on. He's just got the cockpit area here at the top that he can also sit in there. And that's pretty much it. I didn't see any other little peg holes or anything for him to stand on, as you sometimes see with the other figures. But he does have a couple of spaces that he can fit in, and he fits in there nicely. So let's get him out of here. And I'm going to go ahead and transform him into his robot mode. Now, to transform him into his robot mode, let's remove the weapons. And let's first unpeg these wings here from the side and lift this up and kind of get it out the way. Then what you're going to want to do is let's remove these panels back to make sure that the legs are free to move when you're ready to move them. And do that on both sides. Pull these panels back. And then you should be able to unpeg the leg from the arm here in this yellow part. So you have to pull, and sometimes you have to pull a little hard, but not too bad there. And you want to pull this down till it clicks into place. Then you are going to turn the leg forward, and you can flip the foot down. And then you're going to do that on this side as well. Unpeg the arm from there. Join the waist together. Turn the leg. And you're going to have to open this panel so you can flip the foot down. And there you go. Now, his arms, you're just going to slide that down. Pull out his hands. And slide this arm down. Pull out his hands. And there you go. And then this whole back part can cut down. There is a hot hole here. And there's a peg there. So you just want to peg him in. So he's got his back. And there he is, mostly finished in his robot mode. He just needs his head. So let's get him standing up and get his headmaster over here. Fold the arms down, fold his legs up, and then he becomes a head. And the head area has a spot here at the top that's a little bit wider, and then it kind of narrows in. The Titan Master head has the same thing. It's a little wider at the top, then it narrows down. So you want to peg him in that way. And you can turn his head around. And there you go. And there he is in his robot mode. Now, one of the things in his robot mode is you can, oh, wait a minute, I also want to close these up. There you go. And now he's fully in his robot mode. He has this little switch, and you pull it, these two things on the side pop up. I actually prefer them to be down, to tell you the truth, but you do have that. I think he looks a little bit better, and it kind of helps break up all the orange. So let's go over his articulation really quick. His head does swivel completely around. His arms can swivel completely around. You have to move the wings in the back to do it, but his arms can do a complete swivel. They can go up and down here. They swivel at the bicep area. The elbow joint. He does have elbow joint, so they can go up and down. His hands can move in and out due to the transformation. His waist does not swivel, but his legs can turn up and down. They're on pretty tight ratchets, as you can hear. They don't go full 360, but they can go forward and back. They can go up, down this way. His upper thigh can swivel, and he does have slight knee joints. I mean, he can bend his knee, but not a whole lot. It's a little bit of a bend there. And his feet can move up and down. And if you want, you can switch his foot to make these his feet, the front of the train, but you have a lot of trouble standing him up if you do that. So it's a lot easier to have him with this part being the front of the feet. And that is it for his articulation. Kind of loose back here. The wings you can kind of put whichever way you want. But he is a good figure. His main issue, the main issue I have with him is his color. It's just so much orange, and even with the red, it just doesn't break it up enough to really make you feel like his paint was done well. So anyway, let's put his weapons back on so you can see him holding them, and just so you can take a closer look at the weapons. Here is the gun that he has. It's got a little orange handle down here, and he's got this little shape here. He can definitely hold that, and it's got, a couple of peg holes so you can mix and match it with other weapons and other parts. He also has this weapon, which has another orange peg hole down here. It's got the seat for a Titan Master, and it's got a hole that you can put the other weapon in. And it's got also two other holes on the side so that you can place it in various spots on him when he's in vehicle mode, even when he's in robot mode. For instance, you could put it back here on the wings if you just wanted him to store the weapons, and that's for both of them. You could even put them on his leg if you wanted to. I would suppose he might want to carry it like that. If he doesn't think he might shoot himself in the foot, but he could carry it there. And so he's got peg holes back here on the wings, and of course his hands, and he's got various places that he can hold these weapons. If you just didn't even want to hold them, didn't want them in his hands. So there he is in robot mode. Now, one more thing that I'd like to do while he is in robot mode is I want to just do a few comparisons. And so I will compare him to Galvatron here. And Galvatron is a Voyager class, so they are about the same size. Actually, Galvatron may be a little bit bigger. They're about the same height. So, but yeah, so that's how he sizes up with another Voyager. Here is leader class Ultra Magnus. And of course, as a leader class, Ultra Magnus is going to be quite a bit taller than him, as you can see. And so he's definitely shorter than Ultra Magnus, but they size up pretty good. Let's also size him up with Deluxe class Hardhead. And here he is, you know, quite a bit taller than a deluxe class Transformer. And so there he is, if you see him sized up with Hardhead. And here we go with Legends class Willie. And so of course he's going to be towering over little Willie. And there you go. So that just gives you just a bit of a comparison so you can see how he sizes up with other classes of Transformer. So let me get these guys out of the way. And so now we can go ahead and transform him back into his space shuttle mode. Now to transform him back into his space shuttle mode, we are first going to remove the weapons and remove the headmaster. And we are going to fold up his hands like so and just straighten them out. Then we're going to take the wings and just put this little tab. There's a tab right here, and there's a hole right here in the arm. And we're just going to tab the wings in there and do the same on this side. And this is what I was saying earlier about he's kind of a shell former in this mode, because basically that's all you do is you just straighten out his arms, cover them up with his wings, and then his legs, all you're going to do is put the feet in, turn them to the side, turn this leg to the side, and then you're just going to join them together like this. And then basically you're just going to take these panels and cover them up again. So yeah, he's a bit of a shell former in this mode. You just basically are just covering up his body parts with the little extra bits that are on him. And so you just cover that up, cover that up. So I mean, essentially he's basically standing in robot mode. You know, he's got his chest, arms, legs. He's just covered up to be made to look like a shuttle. But there you go. He is in his shuttle mode. Well, that is the end of this review. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll definitely be coming at you with some more reviews. Until then, have a great day, and I'll catch you later.